Hello and welcome back to the channel. We come to you this evening from beautiful Northeast Ohio as we get ready to head out for our next all-electric adventure to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. While a trip to Colorado would be interesting enough on its own, we are spicing this trip up by adding more people. I will be heading out all alone in the 2022 Ford F-150 Lightning while towing the 2024 Casita Independence Deluxe travel trailer. At the same time, our oldest son will be coming with us, driving his 2014 Nissan NV 3500 14-passenger van, towing his 30-foot travel trailer, and bringing his oldest 5-year-old daughter with us. Mrs. E-Hermes and our daughter-in-law will fly into Denver along with their other 4 children, which are 3-year-old twin girls and almost 1-year-old identical twin boys. Then we will travel around the state for 2 weeks, with all 9 of us seeing sites including Royal Gorge Railroad and Bridge, Black Canyon of the Gunnison, Rocky Mountain National Park, and much, much more. Then, after those 2 weeks, all the women and children will fly back to Ohio, and our son and I will make a mad dash across the plains, towing the trailers back home. Because of the epic nature of this trip and its distinctive interests, we are going to break this trip up into 5 episodes. This first one will be the 3-day trip to get the vehicles and campers out to Colorado. Subsequent episodes will focus on the Royal Gorge area, the Black Canyon of the Gunnison area, and the Rocky Mountain area. And then the 5th one will be the trip back with the vehicles and trailers to Ohio. As for this first episode, it will be mostly driving, charging, driving, and charging over and over again until we get there. With the 5-year-old, we are going to take 3 days to make the trip, and while the focus will be on driving, parking, and charging, there will be some sightseeing and treats for her to see each day and evening. We will be kicking this thing off before dawn tomorrow morning, so come along with us.
Welcome back to E-Hermes, your electric adventure travel channel. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell button to be notified of our upcoming content.
As I said, it is clearly way before the break of dawn. It's about 4:30 right now. We're leaving here with 98% state of charge, 156-mile estimated range, but that's okay because our first charging stop, the Tesla Supercharger in Ashland, Ohio, just off Interstate 71, is only 83 miles away. Here we go. As you can see, dawn has clearly broken here at the Tesla Supercharger in Ashland, Ohio. We got here with 44%, so we used 54%. We left with 98. For only 81 miles, we did not get great efficiency because there was very little traffic. There was a little breeze, but not much, but I was able to drive very expeditiously. We are the only ones here charging, so yes, I am kind of parked strangely, and I am blocking 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls I'm not using, but there are at least 5 more up there plus the one I'm using. So we're in good shape. It's going to be a quick charge. We had to stop here because there aren't any other charges until we get to Columbus, and I couldn't quite get to Columbus even if I had driven slower. So we're going to charge here for about half an hour, and then we'll be on our way to London, Ohio, just west of Columbus. It is a very special DC fast charger. We'll talk about that one when we get there. We have arrived at the General Motors branded DC fast charger in London, Ohio, at the Pilot Flying J gas station, truck stop. Good session. We're getting 160 some kilowatt hours, 162 kilowatts. The bad news is, though, the way the thing's laid out is I'm parked in the drive-through lane. Now, nobody's really here because it's breakfast and no one has come up yet. And if this one car wasn't there, everybody could get by it, but he is. And now I'm blocking this person's way, so I'm going to have to move. All right, I have not had to move yet, but I probably will have to because someone did go to the drive-through. They were able to weave through the parking lot and get there, but that won't always be the case. Very noisy here. Anyhow, I said earlier this is a very special DC fast charger, and it is because this is the absolute first one in the country that was installed and paid for, subsidized with the Inflation Reduction Act from a few years ago. So this is the very first nationally funded DC fast charger under that program. London, Ohio, Interstate 70 and Federal Route 42. So I decided not to be that guy, and I moved so that the drive-through lane is completely clear now. I am blocking one. Well, there's one open for sure. The second one you could probably get to. Then I'm blocking the other one, but I'll stay right with the vehicle. Hopefully we won't be here too much longer. The other good thing about moving was when I did that, it reset the time. So I had been there for 10 minutes. The F-150 Lightning's charging curve has a 10-minute boost. You get the highest speeds in the first 10 minutes. By moving, I was able to kind of get that twice. So maybe the move won't add much time because the time I took to unhook and move might be made up by the faster charging speeds for the second 10 minutes. We'll see. We should be here about another half hour, and then we'll be back on the road. My son and granddaughter, I believe, are going to be pulling up any moment now. And just as fast as I could walk out to the street, I got to the edge of the street, and here they are pulling into the parking lot and up to the gas pump so he can get gas. We had a good charging stop, but look, we have picked up a stowaway. Oh my. I've always said the worst stretch of interstate in the entire country is Interstate 70 between the Ohio line and Indianapolis. It does look like they're finally working to fix that, though. Here we are at the Tesla Supercharger in Spiceland, Indiana. This is a really nice one because there's no island at the end. I'm able to pull in. I would have pulled square in, but if I'd have done that, I would have blocked the air hose. And so if anyone needs air, they can still get back here and get to the air hose. And this way I'm not blocking any other stalls at the Supercharger. Maybe the first one if they don't get it at the right angle, but there's 7 more and I've only seen 1 car here. Unfortunately, when we first got here, there was a car in this spot, so I couldn't do this. I had to move again. But I wanted to move to clear up the spot so I'm staying out of everybody's way. Just the kind of guy I am. Anyhow, we're going to do a long charge here because our next stop is clear. We have to go through Indianapolis into Illinois before we stop again in Marshall, Illinois. So this is probably going to be like an hour stop. I'm going to charge to 90%. That last 10% is going to take probably 20 or 30 minutes. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we'll have one more stop in Marshall, and then we'll be at our campground stop for tonight. Yes, plenty of room at the chargers and plenty of clearance to get to the gas pumps. Everybody's happy. Unfortunately, this was not a great charging session. We never got above 100 kilowatts of power delivered. And because we were going to charge to 90%, I knew it was going to take a while, but since we didn't have good speeds at the beginning, it really took over an hour for us to charge here. I could have charged less, gone to another stop, but we're going through Indianapolis. I wanted to get through there and into Illinois before we stop again. So we'll take a few extra minutes here and avoid another stop. Here we are at the GM Pilot Flying J DC Fast Chargers in Marshall, Illinois. Of the 4 stations, we have me charging, a Chevy Bolt charging, and a VW Buzz over there charging. Pretty neat. So 3 of the 4 were in use. We're pretty much out of the way. There was a car behind me. I asked if she could get out. She said yes, and she did, so all is good there. So we're going to charge up here to at least 80%, and then we'll be back on the road again. At the beginning, we did say that most of this video would be driving and charging, but we also said that there would be some time for a little fun. The town of Casey, Illinois has decided to market their town to travelers by assembling 6 items that are the world's largest. These include the world's largest wind chimes, the world's largest rocking chair, the world's largest pitchfork, the world's largest golf tee, the world's largest wooden shoes, and the world's largest mailbox. The granddaughter decided her favorite was the mailbox because you get to go up inside of it. It may not be the world's largest, but it's pretty big. And here we ended up at the Kaskaskia RV Park. No, Kaskaskia Dragon RV Park. Don't see that every day, do you? This is where we'll be spending the night. Then tomorrow we are headed off to across the rest of Illinois, all of Missouri, and into Kansas. To make the Dragon breathe fire, you purchase tokens for $1 each at the Magic Store, which is actually Mac's Liquor Store right across the street. Good morning. As the first morning sun gleams off the Kaskaskia Dragon at the Kaskaskia Dragon RV Park, we are ready to go. The truck charged up overnight at the campground to 100%. We have about 475 miles to go to Abilene, Kansas today, so we'll drive across the rest of Illinois, all of Missouri, and part of Kansas. We will be making a few stops, nothing as exciting as a Dragon though, but we're going to drive by the Gateway Arch in St. Louis and probably also go see the world's largest ketchup bottle, which is just outside St. Louis. So that's the plan for today. Should take about 12 hours again, and hopefully the granddaughter tolerates this as well as she did yesterday. She was a champ. So here we go. This is in keeping with the world's largest ketchup bottle in outside Collinsville, Illinois. It might be in Collinsville, I'm not sure. This is how they should all be. This is the Pilot Flying J GM Charger in Warrenton, Missouri. Has a nice little canopy over it. Has plenty of room to pull through, even with a trailer. You will see that the trailer is pretty much within the drive. And there's certainly room for cars to get by there. So this is a really great setup. Wish more of them were like this with the pull-through spaces that allow you to have a trailer and not have to unhook. We're going to be here for about 45 minutes, and then we were heading to Concordia, Missouri, to a Tesla supercharger. That was a very fast charger. Must have been in the 170s. I didn't really look at it that much, but it just got done so quick. I did stay all the way to 90%. Of course, the last 10% were really slow, but it was still exceeded what the truck or the machine said I was going to get, how long it was going to take. So we're glad for that. Now we're on our way to Concordia, Missouri. The Tesla supercharger at Casey's convenience store in Concordia, Missouri is a little tight, especially with the trailer. So I got creative. There's an empty parking lot behind it. I was able to pull up on the grass with the truck, get to the charger, not block anything except the one I'm using. It's a fairly busy station, so I'm sure the other users appreciate it. Supercharger is almost full. Good thing I'm only taking my one space. That charging session was a little slower than normal, especially at the beginning when you're usually getting 160 some, because when I pulled in, this was probably another quarter of the way towards the H, so the battery is really hot from all the pulling and discharging, then DC fast charging over and over. So that slowed things down a little bit, but we're done. We're back on the road. We'll have one more stop at a service plaza with the Tesla Supercharger, and then we'll be at the campground for tonight. Sorry about the wind, first of all. We have arrived at the Lawrence, Kansas Service Plaza on the Kansas Turnpike, Interstate 70. Interestingly, it's in the median, so it's from both directions. You come to the same place. And there are 12 Tesla Superchargers here. And the really good thing about it is you can go with the trailer. I was able to go down this little gravel service road and turn around and use just one stall, and so if someone else comes, they could even use 1B. It'd be a little bit tight, but oops, sorry. But I'm using that one, and they have all the rest. We're going to do a deep charge here. This is our last charge of the day. We're going to charge to 90% with heat. That's probably going to take a little over an hour, and then we're off to our campsite at Flatlands RV Park. Well, we made it to the Flatlands Campground in Abilene, Kansas. The interesting thing about Abilene, Kansas is it is the home of Dwight D. Eisenhower, and being as today is the 4th of July, they're going to have an extravagant fireworks display. So we're going to ride our e-bikes into town and have a look at the fireworks and then ride back. This RV park is basically part of a truck stop. Yeah, you see the sign there? It's great for being right off the highway. It's a little close to the highway for noise, but it's great because it's right off the highway. Easy on, easy off. Good for one night when you're traveling. Wouldn't really want a vacation here. Tomorrow we have 3 charging stops, and then we will be at Cheyenne Mountain State Park in Colorado. Good morning. Today is the 3rd and final day of our 3-day jaunt across the country from Northeast Ohio to just outside Colorado Springs, Cheyenne Mountain State Park. Today we are leaving Flatlands RV Park. We're headed for, as I said, Cheyenne Mountain State Park. We have about 425 to 430 miles to go. Yes, I have to unplug the cord yet. We have a 91% state of charge. Says it's good for 236 miles. That's not true with the camper, but our first stop is 91 miles away at a Tesla Supercharger. So let's get on the road and get headed over there. Let's get to a real campground with a real state park. All right, we are at the Sonic Drive-In in Russell, Kansas. Tesla Supercharger. The way it is, I was able to pull in parallel to the curb and use 1A, so I'm not blocking anything except the charger I'm using. It is interesting. There's another Lightning here. It's got a truck camper on it, if you can see that. So More non-Teslas charging here than Teslas. Here's a better view of me pulled in parallel. Here we are at the Tesla Supercharger in Oakley, Kansas. Next to the last stop. Our last stop will be Kit Carson, Colorado at the Tesla Supercharger. The guy in the black truck that we saw at the last one, he beat me here, obviously, and he took the end that I would have liked. By being at this end, I have to block a couple more stalls, but there's only one other car here, so that's not too bad. One of the things I really like to do, well, there's another one coming, is power up the camper from the truck. So we've got that going over here into the Pro Power on board, and that's how we power up the truck, or power up the camper, sorry. So we'll be here for about 50 minutes, and then we'll be off to our last stop before the campground. This location also has a dog park for people with their dogs, and a playground for little grandchildren, and daddy apparently. And charging with us, the other Lightning left, we now have a Rivian R1S. The very small town of Kit Carson, Colorado has a brand new version 4 Tesla Supercharger station behind a small shop. It's got 2 pull-in sites for trailers. And as we walk around behind here, so I'm not blocking any traffic, I'm not in anybody's way, it's got 6 more stalls over there back in traditionally. So this is a very nice setup. There's John and the other camper. We're going to be here for about half an hour, and then we are off to Cheyenne Mountain State Park. That's where we'll be set up camping for the next, I think, 4 nights. John's going to the airport tomorrow to pick up the girls. Me, we're going to go do some grocery shopping, and then we'll all be together tomorrow about mid-morning. They really have thought of everything. They are even Magic Dock stations. So even if I didn't have my adapter, I'd be able to charge here. Pretty neat. So there's not much in this town, and nothing was open at the building where the charger was. But I walked across the street to this market and talked to the young girl in there, got the granddaughter some ice cream and chocolate milk. Talked to the young girl in there, and the stations are brand new. They said it was the perfect location because there was none around, and they are absolutely right about that. This was probably one of the best DC fast charging stops I've ever had, either Tesla or any other brand. The equipment was wonderful, the location was good, the access with the trailer was outstanding, so I'm really happy we stopped here. It's a great station. We arrived at Cheyenne Mountain State Park with 12% state of charge. We have a 50 amp site, so I'm charging there with the charger, but if I didn't, I would come down to the visitor center here with my bike and the truck, and I would charge on these Rivian Adventure Network chargers. We certainly hope that you enjoyed this look at the travel from Northeast Ohio to Colorado Springs, Colorado, Cheyenne Mountain State Park. Upcoming episodes will feature the Colorado Springs area, along with Royal Gorge and the Royal Gorge Railroad. And then future episodes will feature Black Canyon of the Gunnison and Rocky Mountain National Park. If you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button. We hope you're subscribed, and if you are, please hit that bell button so you'll be notified when these future episodes are posted. Thank you!